5 people. Different ages, different backgrounds, different dreams. 5 people sharing one common experience. During 10 cold, clear days in late October, these 5 people, along with thousands of other equally dedicated men and women, will experience one of the most intense, demanding, and ultimately rewarding challenges of their lives. Relying on their collective talents, placing integrity first, service before self, demanding excellence in all they do, they will push the boundaries of the possible to new heights. Testing themselves and their machines to the limits of their endurance. They will truly go above and beyond.
One's visual, and you have the lead on the right. I got the lead on the right. Sights on. Left 9 now. Nothing else. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. Yeah, it's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay?
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.
"4,000 Air Force personnel and over 100 aircraft from bases all over North America converge on Nellis Air Force Base on the outskirts of Las Vegas, Nevada. Over the next 10 days, combat air crews and their support personnel, the full complement of an air expeditionary force, will train together for the first time as a single integrated unit. One of these new arrivals is Eagle pilot Major Michael Rouse, call sign Speedo. Starting tomorrow, Speedo and the visiting Blue Force will take on the best of the best, Nellis's home team, the Red Force aggressors, in full simulated combat. Speedo and the Blue Force have everything they need to fly, fight, and win anywhere in the world. Everything except the experience of working together under combat conditions. For that, they've come to the most intensely realistic combat training exercise in the world. This is Red Flag. Since Red Flag began in 1975, these hallways have seen thousands of Air Force personnel come and go. Their mementos and their memories line the walls. But the lessons they carried away did not diminish this place. They only enriched it. If these walls could speak, they would do so eloquently of those lessons and of the men and women who taught and learned them.
Good morning. My name is Mitch Cunningham. I'll be the air boss for today's go. Remember, you can reach me on channel 14, 3778.
Remember to keep safe fuel out there all day with frequent ops checks. Every participant needs to monitor show time and guard at all times. Next slide.
A 1975 Air Force Commission discovered that its pilots were most vulnerable during their first 10 combat missions.
Remember to clear to the right, no side goes high when you merge with somebody. As the attacker, you can continue to attack until a kill is achieved or you see the defender turn 180 degrees of turn. Remember, red air will...
It also found that if these pilots could make it through those first 10, their chances of survival dramatically improved.
Okay, we'll terminate for this stuff. If you're in your weapons delivery at that time, remember you're terminated with any air-to-air play.
Red Flag is all about giving pilots and air crews the full experience of those first 10 combat missions without exposing them to actual enemy fire.
Regeneration points for our simulated airfields out here in the west. Blue, you need to just cross the 115 line. Next slide. Any questions for Red Air? Okay, abide by these rules and we'll have a nice, safe flight. Red Air's cleared off.
All we're doing here at Red Flag is we are providing the stadium for that to happen. And we're providing the opponent for them to practice their mission against.
Gentlemen, for the uninitiated, I'm going to give you a real quick overview into how the aggressors conduct Red Flag operations at Nellis Air Force Base. Typically, Red Air, the aggressors will flow to the western part of the ranges and set up...
The Visiting Blue Force's mission is to locate, attack, and destroy the home team Red Force's positions somewhere out in the desert.
In the eastern part of the ranges, getting ready to sweep across the Nellis Ranges to attack their target areas.
Veteran pilots from the 414th Composite Trading Squadron, Nellis's home team, make up the Red Force, or Aggressor Squadron. Flying distinctively camouflaged F-16 fighters, Red Force is specially trained in the kind of aerial tactics Blue Force pilots are most likely to face someday, somewhere in the world.
I'm out here with 5 to 10 airplanes, and I take that and I take probably 60 or 70 guys that run surface-to-air missile sites, also radio electronic combat, radar jamming, communications jamming, and we try to put it all together into one big scenario that the visiting forces fight against.
It's much like a football game where you have your A team and you have a scrimmage team. This scrimmage team is probably made up of the best of the best. We live, breathe, and eat the threat, and then we present that threat to our Blue Combat Air Forces, our frontline operational units.
The only thing that'll be coming hot out of this tactic will be Sniper 1 and 2. I'd like for you to continue on in till that range. At that point, you'll be up on...
One of these aggressor pilots is Major Chuck Rouse, call sign Boggy.
Our role as an aggressor is to simulate the enemy, or what we think is going to be the enemy. So we'll take our aircraft, the F-16, and we'll replicate the threat that our U.S. and Allied forces may be presented with in real combat.
Boggy Rouse is also Speedo Rouse's older brother.
My brother usually had the upper hand on most everything. He's a little bit quicker than I am in football, throws a little bit faster than I do in baseball.
It was always a very competitive family for us. Him trying to beat me trying to keep him down as a youngster. So it's pretty much been a lose-lose situation for him.
Until he started flying. When I graduated from pilot training, I got an F-15C, which happened to be his dream airplane. So I got the upper hand at that point, and he's been trying to catch me ever since.
Flying against my brother is something I had wanted to do. We'd never really been presented with that opportunity.
That's a dream. I'd love to fight against him. I'd love the challenge.
His unit's here right now. I'm going to get to fly against him. He's going to get to fly against me. So we are on opposite forces.
It takes a lot to keep our aircraft flying. Nearly 750,000 remarkable individuals. Our people are the fuel we run on. Join us. America's Air Force. No one comes close.
Sniper 4 F-16s, MiG-1 5 F-16s, all replicating Su-27 flankers. The takeoff times, as you can see up there, I have snipers taking off first at 9:15. I've got the MiGs taking off at 9:25. Today we're going full automatic comm jamming on their parts. Their ears should be bleeding. Today I'm going to try to spoof an ambush cap out. They're Irish, and then after that I'm going to give them false friendlies and hostile calls. Radar.
For the aggressors, red flag is their house, their airspace.
With our you ready for this?
For many on the Blue Force, this is their first time at red flag and the last chance to hone their combat skills before they're deployed to one of the world's hotspots.
Our squadron has a bunch of young guys that have never been at a red flag, never been in a large force war. And it's kind of my job in the squadron to teach these guys how to get through the combat and how to fly it at red flag.
Speedo was spiked nuts.
The one person Speedo will depend on most is his wingman, Captain Chuck Butler. Call sign, Flex. Speedo and Flex, flight lead and wingman, each covers the other's back, putting his life on the line to keep his partner out of harm's way.
It would be very difficult to go out and fly a combat sortie with somebody that you didn't trust. Everybody in the squadron is somebody that you are trusting your life to, because any day they can make a mistake and you could get shot down for it. This is kind of what I always wanted to do, and as going through grade school and then into high school, made the decision that I wanted to fly jets. Went to the Air Force Academy, graduated, on to pilot training, and then been flying jets ever since.
On Mission 1, Speedo and Flex will escort a strike package of B-1 and B-52 bombers and two-seater F-15E Strike Eagles. A big part of Speedo's job will be to protect Strike Eagle pilot Joel Meyer, call sign U-Haul.
I fly one of the world's most capable warfighting machines. It entails a lot of training, a lot of preparation for what we hope we someday never have to do. It involves fighting our way in, fighting our way out, bombing targets. If it's in the air, we shoot it down. If it's on the ground, we blow it up.
Sitting right behind Meyer is his weapons system operator, or WISO, Captain Michelle Maurer, call sign Soju.
When I joined up, I already knew I wanted to be a navigator. I felt like I was just like any guy. I didn't feel like there was any difference in how I was treated or in how I performed compared to the guys. They take care of me, and I take care of them. It's like having a lot of older brothers, actually. It's just part of being in a fighter squadron. You look after your own. I am not the one that makes sure it happens alone. He is not the one that makes sure it happens alone. We work together to make sure we get bombs on target on time.
Dark Star, Apollo 1 is off target.
With flight time less than an hour away, thousands of men and women gear up to support today's mission.
Well, you know, it's not about the technology. You see great technology out here on this flight line, but you know, it's all about the people.
It's just like a football team. If a football team has a bunch of separate individuals going this way and that way, you're not going to win.
Without the weapons guys, you have an F-15 with no weapons. Without the avionics guys, you have an F-15 with no radar. It takes everybody to get the job done.
We have to work together. If we can't work together, we can't get the missiles up. We can't get bombs loaded. We depend on those people.
You're part of a team that's bigger than you are, and all of us who get to do that feel honored to have that opportunity.
We put it in the air and we put it on the ground safely, and that's pretty much the crew chief's job. We do all the inspections, the launch and recovery of the planes. We lift them all over before and after flight to make sure they're good to go for flight.
Sir, the flight controls are clear.
We can't load a missile without having a three-man crew, and if we don't work together, that's a great way of killing yourself. My crew is the best crew I could ever ask for. If you need something, your crew's there for you. No matter what, we get the job done. It's a great lesson. You can't live without other people, no matter what race, no matter what gender. You can't live without anybody else, and it's the best thing that I could ask for right now. I love my job.
You look at your cooks, you look at your services people, you look at your security police, you look at your supply people. Without those people, the guy does not get into his airplane to fly that mission.
I'd never get to do anything that I want to do off the aircraft if these guys didn't come to work. And nothing would ever happen if there wasn't people scheduling for the aircraft to go up. And it's just a big circle of people needing each other.
The reality is that no one person is any more important than any other in that entire puzzle. If maintainers cannot provide the aircraft we need, we'll sit here on the ground and no mission will ever get done.
Well, that's what this is really about, and that's what combat is about. It is about bringing together these disparate units, building a team to conduct a mission, and that's what Red Flag teaches us to do, is how to integrate all those units to make it happen in combat.
Among those units are the PJs, pararescue jumpers, search and rescue specialists who are ready to go any place at any time to pull a fellow airman out of danger. If a pilot's down, the PJ's going.
Sir, engine check is good. Nozzles are open.
As aircraft and armament technicians prep the planes, the Blue Force pilots and crews make their own last-minute preparations.
Up in, boom, turn back around and ran out as we start.
When they come here, they hope that they'll be able to start off the bat and win off the bat.
You're rethinking yourself through the mission, making sure that you've got everything figured out, what time the push is, what time the strikers are going to be at what point.
I'm waiting on you, dude. I'm ready, let's go.
You've got all kinds of things going through your mind.
I'm gonna kick some butt.
Usually it doesn't work that way, because most of them have never faced the aggressors before, and we'll surprise them. The first few missions, maybe the first week, they'll say, how'd they do that? How could I let that happen?
You just get a great feeling when you're taxiing out and you start looking at all the other aircraft starting to taxi. You're the leading edge of this 50 aircraft package that's going downtown.
Nearly 750,000 remarkable individuals serving their country. And they all believe they have the best job in the world. Join us, America's Air Force. No one comes close.
Silent 1, come right. Reference 170. Copy.
Blue Force is airborne. The mission is a go. First stop, a rendezvous with airborne tankers.
Charlie 1, cleared to pre-contact.
Atari 1, pre-contact, stabilized and ready.
Atari 1, cleared contact. Forward 3.
Roger.
Atari 1, stabilized. Stand by for contact.
Roger.
Tanker shows offload complete. Cleared disconnect.
They top off their tanks to maximize time over target. Also waiting in line for fuel, stealth aircraft from other bases who've flown in to join the fight. Somewhere out there, the aggressors are poised to defend their turf.
MiG-1, parent control shows 2 groups marshaling east at Student Gap. MiG-1, copy.
Speedo and Flex lead the way.
Dark Star, Cylon 1's pushing Student Gap. Dark Star copies. Cylons, push it up.
Right behind them are U-Haul, Soju, and the rest of Blue Air's strike force.
Charlie 1 is pushing at Student Gap. Dark Star copies.
AWACS is on orbit nearby, searching the skies for aggressor aircraft. Back on the ground, the Red Force's integrated air defense system picks up the leading elements of the strike force, Speedo and Flex.
We have incoming aircraft identified.
Keyed from their ground-based radar, invading blue forces are identified to airborne aggressors and surface-to-air missile teams.
MiG-1, target. 2 contacts, east, 40 miles, 25,000. MiG-1 copies. MiG-1, action.
Four aggressors peel off, 2 to the north, 2 to the south.
Dark Star, Cylon 1's committing on a 2-ship heading north. Bullseye, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20,000. Cylon 1's Queen South Group, bogey dope.
Speedo takes the bait.
Cylons, reference heading 355.
Speedo pursues to the north, committing his entire force to the attack.
Cylon 1, I show group splitting in azimuth. Request split. Cylon 2, negative. Drop that group. MiG-3, the Eagle's on heading north. You're clear to engage in strike package.
The southern aggressors now have a clear avenue to attack the unprotected strikers.
MiG-3 copy. Tally 2 strike Eagles. Engaging now.
Speedo and Flex continue their pursuit to the north.
Cylon 2, we're staying on the north group. South group is no factor. Copy.
The southern aggressors move in for the kill.
MiG-3, take the F-15 on the right. MiG-1's got the one on the left. Atari 1, 30 seconds to target. IP inbound.
Bogey's on our 6. Make right. Make right. He's still on us.
Where is he? Where is he? Soju, I'm no joy. Where is he?
He's closing.
MiG-1, when to get down, Fox 2. Kill, F-15 over the farms. Atari 1 is dead, heading back to base.
For U-Haul and Soju, the mission is over. When the call comes in that airmen are down, a search and rescue team springs into action. A-10 Thunderbolt 2s, Warthogs, scramble.
Sandy copies. Air crew down over the farms.
Despite Boggy's kill, the rest of the Blue Force strike package penetrates the aggressor defenses. B-1 and B-52s sweep in, unleashing an overwhelming barrage of high explosives. Miles away, A-10 Warthogs soften up the LZ as choppers race toward the downed crew.
Coming on to your third hot. Coming clear to the south. Coming on for your third hot. Copy that, we're working those targets to the north. Sandy flight, keep beating them up. Working them down. Nobody's walking out of there alive. Smoke's inside, turn inside, you're clear. Come on, Houston.
The aggressors aren't done yet. They now engage the Blue Force with surface-to-air missiles.
Marina 1, telephone Samsung, tracking 2 F-15s, jinking the flares. Control copies, telephone. Clear to fire when
launched. The Blue Force Strike Eagles fight back, targeting the SAM sites. They pulverized the threat, clearing the way for a paralyzing wave of bomb runs. V2 Spirits take out enemy targets.
Scan 2, starting target run.
F-117 zero in on radar and communication positions. Even as the Blue Force hammers the target, rescue choppers dash towards the downed crew, pinpointed by global positioning satellites.
Sandy, copy that. PJ's on the ground. Tower 1, this is Charlie. Authenticate Friday. Authenticate. Alpha Bravo U-Haul 626. Good ID. Charlie coming in for pickup. Charlie, heads up. Ground forces approaching north. One click. I need you back in on those targets now. Stay down. Back in the team.
Still covered by the A-10s, search and rescue clears the LZ. Their mission accomplished.
To the north. Take it down. Take it down. Tell the Rangers to get down. We're staying.
As the Blue Strike Force departs the target, Speedo breaks off from his fight far to the north and turns for home.
Silencer, bingo. RTB.
The Blue Force's only electronic casualties are a two-ship, led by U-Haul and Soju, Boggy's kill.
Just trying to figure out how some dudes got in untargeted.
Yeah, I was down the hallway here talking to RTO guys, and looks like you guys may have bitten off on the northern decoy group. And that's the way the tactic was designed, to just get you guys to bite off on those guys. And I'm in low altitude. You open up a lane for me there, and I think I flow in and take out a couple of your strikers.
Down in the south, low altitude.
Yep, it was down there by the farms. Right there, just north of the farms, as you guys start to flow up towards Reveille.
That was my responsibility. That's where I should have been.
Yeah, I was down at 3,000 AGL. So
in the course of a red flag mission, the opportunity might present itself to kill. And if that came at the expense of a blue air mistake, then we will do that. We'll prosecute it. But the whole objective of that is to drive home a point.
The day's mission done, Blue and Red Force meet for an intensive debriefing in which both sides learn what happened and why.
Off on that decoy group, you start to leave those Vipers unprotected. I don't know if AWACS has given any threat calls or not, but I basically just taxi up right behind them and take the shots.
At Red Flag, when you come back down after a mission, you may feel like you've lost that fight, but there's no real losers in this game. Everybody comes out a winner. You know, whether we do a real good job as the red side and do better than they did, it's actually a learning experience for them.
Initially, I thought you guys had me targeted, but then Spike went away. You guys started flowing north. Baron gave me a good call on that.
Tricked into following the decoy, Speedo took himself out of the fight. He let down the entire Blue Force.
Bottom line is he shouldn't have been there.
For Speedo, today's lesson is a hard one.
Basically, I'm unseen, undetected right here. I'm not even sure they know I'm back there.
In actual combat, his decision would have cost the lives of two friends. It's going to be a long night for Speedo Rouse.
America's Air Force has a plane so advanced, it dominates everything in the air. Yet on radar, it's as small as a bird. The meanest, baddest bird on the planet. Join the team that keeps us flying. America's Air Force. No one comes close.
Oh, 0700. 1 week after Boggy Rouse's aggressors downed U-Haul and Soju. 1 week after Speedo Rouse's mistake allowed them to do it. For the aggressors, it's time to turn up the heat.
As that week progresses, the first week, they're getting better. And we will notch up our level just to keep it as tough on them as we can.
I'm here to train. I'm here to replicate a threat, and I'm here to give the best training that I can. The other mindset is I'm going to take those limits that I have, and I'm going to try to fight right up to those as best I can, because I know if I'm not giving them my best effort, then they're not going to get their best training out of it.
Flaps and speed brake, Chief.
It's a competition. It's a lot like a scrimmage, if you will, in a football game. We'll all get together and brief before the mission starts. We'll depart ways and then go out and fly against each other. And when we come back down, we score it.
But for Speedo Rouse, today's mission is much more than a game. It's a shot at redemption.
We're going to be pushing out in front of the strike package. The strike package is going to be low in the south. Flex, you and I, we've got to stay in the south. That's where the strike package is going to be. We have to protect that area. What I expect by the time we get to this point, I expect to see some type of a decoy out of the Gomers. A lead across, lead around, something with some guys trying to leak off to the north or the south. We're going to stay home. Fist, I'm going to hand them off to you. Phasers, target north group with the bullseye. I need to hear that you've got those guys.
As Speedo lays out his game plan, he knows his brother Boggy and the rest of the aggressors will be ready and waiting for them.
He's nervous.
His first time to look bad.
Boggy and the Red Force are equally committed to not letting Speedo or his strike package get through.
Part of their success relies on their plan, number one. The guys that come here and they come up with good plans, they incorporate all the assets, those are the guys that are most successful. They use everything they've got, they use it as a team, and we see a lot of good, strong, positive results out of those guys.
Find those guys, get them out of the rocks, and shoot them. Are there any questions?
No questions.
Okay, let's step.
Zero 930. Today's mission will bring either success or another painful lesson.
Walk out to the jet, you look at the jet, there's no panels hanging it, it's ready to go. The crew chief is there to greet you with a salute. They're proud about their jet and they're ready for you to take it out into combat.
The entire Blue Force is ready. They're confident that after a week of honing their skills and fighting as a team, they can, and this time, will defeat the aggressors.
Nearly 750,000 remarkable individuals serving their country. And they all believe they have the best job in the world. Join us, America's Air Force. No one comes close.
Speedo, Flex, and the other F-15Cs run interference for the strike package.
Blue flight approaching target approximately 2 minutes away. I am vectoring at an Alpha 9-7. Silent flights entering the range from the east.
Once more, Boggy and the aggressors will try to stop them.
Baron, take flight. Now entering range from the west. MiG-1, Baron control. Target 090 for 36,000. MiG-1 copy.
Boggy leads the aggressor pack from the west. Speedo leads the blue air flight from the east. Like jousting knights, they go head to head.
7-1 has radar contact. 2 bandits, broad, 270-15, low.
The aggressors launch their attack.
MiG-1, 30 miles, stand by to action. Action.
Suddenly, Boggy's front line scatters, trying to draw Speedo off.
7-1, bandits maneuvering.
This time, Speedo doesn't bite. He stays put, watching for the second flight of aggressors. He doesn't have long to wait.
Big flight is closing. Southern lock south group. ID hostile. Fox 3. Missiles 12 o'clock. Defending south.
The aggressor yanks into a 9G turn to defeat the missile. It's not enough. Speedo makes his first kill of the day.
MiG-3 copies dead. Returning to base. Cylon 1, Dark Star. Dark Star, Cylon 1, go ahead. 2 bogeys, right 2 o'clock, 25,000. Cylon, commit right 2 o'clock. Let's push it up. Sniper 1, tally. 2 F-15s closing from below. Cylon 1's tally 2 ship, echelon north. We're closing. Sniper 1, break left. Cylon 1's engaged. Cylon 1's engaged southern. Fox 2. Showtime, Cylon 1, kill F-16, turn in the south. Sniper 1 is dead. I'm out.
Another Red Force fighter is eliminated. On Speedo's wing, Flex spots 2 more aggressors near the desert floor, threatening from below.
Cylon 1, Cylon 2, tally 2 bandits, 10 o'clock, 5 miles low.
It's Boggy and his wingman.
Cylon 1's tally 2 there, engaged. Cylon 1, Cylon 2, press.
Punching full afterburner, Speedo pounces. Speedo quickly closes to gun range.
Cylon 1's engaging with the MiG. MiG-1, you've got an F-15 on your tail. Jake, Cylon 2, cover me. I'm gonna stay with him low. I want this one.
Boggy tries every trick he knows to shake his brother. This time, Speedo's ready for it.
Cylon 1's repositioning. Steady. Tracking.
But Speedo will not be denied.
Steady. Kill. Showtime, Cylon 1. Guns kill F-16 just west of Belted. I sure hope that was Boggy. Take 1, copy, I'm dead. Kill him moving south.
For Speedo, the lessons learned in Mission 1 made all the difference. With the way clear, U-Haul and Soju and the rest of the Blue Force swoop in and slam their targets. Mission accomplished. The Blue Force turns and heads for home. The mission has been a complete success. The aggressors feel exactly the same way.
The second week, They've been a little humbled, and they're a little more conscientious. They pay a little more attention to the plan, to how they're going to execute, and invariably, they kick our butt. That's just great, because that means we achieved our objectives.
Blue Force will leave Red Flag a better team. But right now, Speedo Rouse has more than training on his mind.
Not much. Much better mission today, huh?
Yeah, you look like the cat that swallowed the canary there.
Had a pretty good ride. 5 kills in a day. Ace in a day.
You by yourself, or was that your wingman?
No, I had 5.
Yeah.
One being you.
That's right.
As proud as he is of beating his brother, Speedo knows that the Air Force experience is about much more than winning and losing.
It's a large family, and you become a part of it, and you don't want to leave. I love it. I have friends that have done it, gotten out, and that's what they miss. They miss the Friday nights with the bros, having a good time in the squadron, and just day to day talking with your friends.
Boggy feels the same way, but like most brothers, he's got slightly different reasons.
Wow, they're putting me in charge of this multi-million-dollar aircraft, which most people never get to do ever in their lifetime. I do it day in, day out. Everything is always changing. It's a very dynamic environment that you say, you know, hey, this is not a bad way to make a living.
Every time I get out there at the end of the runway and I'm sitting there in my jet and I look around me, I look to my left and I look to my right and see the men and women that make up this great Air Force. You're sitting on top of the world. Patriotism exists, and it's alive and well right here.
It's hard to describe how fun it is, to be honest with you. You see on TV, maybe movies, you never really get an appreciation for exactly the way it is. Being at low altitude, flying very fast is phenomenal.
It's a really cool job. What we do in terms of the flying or maintaining these multi-million-dollar aircraft, where we get to go, what we do is cool. You're not going to find this anywhere else in the civilian market whatsoever.
I've been places I've never imagined of being, and I'm going places that I've always wanted to go.
You got to go for your dreams, and if this is something you want, just go for it. Because you know what? If you work hard and you're really dedicated to what you want, you'll get it. Look at me. I'm flying in an F-15E Eagle. You know what I mean? Hello.
You're in uniform. You're somebody special. You're a military member.
People want to know about you. They want to know about what you do. You're part of a winning team. You're part of a team that did what the country asked you to do. The country's proud of you. You can't beat it. Nobody messes with the United States Air Force.
For these common men and women, 500,000 strong, uncommon valor is just part of the job. Together, they are the United States Air Force. "10 days ago, Speedo Rouse came to Nellis Air Force Base with something to prove. But the experience of Red Flag was much more than he expected. Like the thousands of others who came here, he ultimately proved something to himself. He proved that the scope of his achievements is as boundless as the horizon, and that it is indeed possible to truly go above and beyond.
got the lead on the right. I got the lead on the right. Sights on. Left 9 now. Nothing else. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. It's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.